which software is best for architectural visualization? What will guide my choosing? What criteria should I use to really identify the best software in the market? Now, before you get deep down into answering that question to yourself, first of all, there's a better question to ask as a number one question, and that would be, have I learned the basics and the principles of architectural visualization? Well, we all start from somewhere. We find that someone probably has posted a very beautiful render, a very realistic looking render. And the next question we ask these people is, what software did you use? We run very fast to get in that software, try it, but we don't seem to get the results similar or better to the one that person posted. Now, that now goes to what I'm talking about on this video. What are the basics? What should you learn? How should you approach choosing a software? And where should you start? Well, like many of us, I was in that position as well. I was after what software is best, what software is likely to give me good results, what software are people using on the market. And imagine, all those things are important. But until they become very much useful, they become productive and fruitful really, when you as a person, as a skill, as a personality now understand the basics of architectural visualizations. Have you studied, do you really understand how light reflects, on how light behaves on different materials, on different circumstances? Say for instance, artificial lighting. Another example would be natural lighting. How does the sun affect glass? How does it affect wood, fabrics, and all kinds of things? What is displacement? What material has got displacement, and how does it work in a normal, natural circumstances? The moment you start now to narrow down these skills, start to learn, start to understand the basics of renders, then choosing that software would be good for you. And also you can work from backwards. You can choose a software that really you've looked into the market and you're okay using that software. Myself, right now as we speak, I use D5 Render. I've used Lumion before, and I'm also learning Unreal Engine. If you notice, all these are real-time render engines, and they're quite good. They give good results really if you know what exactly you are doing. There are other good options. There's V-Ray, there's Corona, and many others really that you can choose from. It now depends, what are you looking for and what exactly do you want. But first, just like we said, learn the basics of doing rendering. Study materials. What are PBR materials? How do they behave? How can I develop these materials? Where can I get them? You should now also seek to know, where do I get. Another video will be coming, of course, now me referring you to probably websites that you can get good objects, good quality textures, and that kind of thing. We're mentioning here is that seek to understand. It's like now, if you want to become a doctor, you have to go through school. Yes, you can learn a few things without going to school. You can learn a few things while working in a hospital. Okay, you can learn a few things. I see people design and they haven't gone even to an architectural school. But then if you dig deep down, there's certain elements that these people lack. If you subject them to very difficult challenges, it becomes really, really challenging to them. So what I'm recommending, learn the principles of good renders. Learn especially, and I want to insist on this one, learn especially about lighting and textures. You can have a very simple scene, Maybe you have a couch, a carpet, and plain walls. But the way you execute textures, the way you execute lighting is very amazing in comparison to a very populated, detailed scene, but the lighting is poor, the lighting is off, the textures are off, they're generic, they don't seem to be real, very sharp edges, you know. Those are the kind of things we now get to learn first. Learn about water. learn about decals. Not everything in a render scene is supposed to look neat and new, especially when you're doing landscaping and dealing with grass, shrubs, and all kind of things. Imperfections is the key. Bumpiness, inconsistency, probably when you're doing grass. Fallen leaves around your scenes. This now matters regards exterior, yeah? Matters regarding interiors. A few decals here and there. Imperfections in paint and materials. That will help you so very much. Study the natural environment so that now when you set yourself in that software or of your choice, of course a recommendable one, then you're able to come up with something substantial. Come up with a program, of learning. Maybe each and every day you have an hour and a half or an hour to study and learn. Connect with people that are doing what you do. Have a community around you. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to learn. We just have pride of learning these days. We know that we think that we just know everything. We can do better than even that person that doesn't know much like you do. They could be having something you don't really know. So now stay tuned, keep learning, keep doing good renders.